All right, all the sentimental stuff is done. We're going to start a new tradition. We're doing that right now, JD? Okay, we're going to start a new tradition. We're starting a new tradition this year. I thought it would be good. You know, we said a lot of nice things about JD here. I think it's time to kind of take out some aggression on him. So, I welcome you to the first annual Celebrity Roast of our outgoing president. We're going to do this, I'm going to try to get this started as an annual event. I can't possibly see what people could say mean about me next year, but you got to figure that out. Yeah. If I could ask J.D. Mixon, Dowling Watford, Jerry Bryant, and Holly Mixon, please come up here and have a seat. We are here to roast our outgoing president, J.D. Mixon. Just some friendly teasing for a man that has done so much for our club and our community the past 2 years as president. I do want to warn our roasters, though. J.D. is a member of a lot of committees. He knows a lot of things. He is either the president, board member, chairperson, commissioner, king, emperor, or prime minister of every single group, organization, club, and cult in Okeechobee. He is the head of everything. And he has connections. Last week, Michael Hazley didn't wave to JD when they passed. And do you see him here tonight? I'm just saying, tread lightly. He can make things happen, apparently, and I'd hate to see careers go down the toilet. So, just tread lightly. I would like to introduce our first roaster of the evening, Mr. Dowling Watford.
Thank you, President Ken. You know, it's hard for me to do this, and they told me I had to have 3 zingers. Well, unfortunately, I have 4, but I couldn't think of anything to do without a prop. I have to have a prop or you know, a nice prize. You know, I love to give out prizes. You can tell which store I went to get them, so you know, we went to a lot of expense. But first of all, JD, when you look at JD, the first thing you see is this big smile. You know, these big white teeth. So JD, I've got you some 3D white to keep those teeth white. I also, I don't know what to do next. JD kind of stole my thunder on this one because, you know, JD looks so young. Everybody thinks he's so young. And I wanted to, you know, give JD some of my wisdom and, you know, the many years that I've been in Kiwanis, and I wanted to give him some of my wisdom, and I thought, well, I'd give him some of my brain, but there's not enough of that to split up. So I did something last night that a part of me that I thought he would really like. And so I have some gray hair here. This is actually my hair. That'll make it look a little older, make it a little more distinguished. I know you'll treasure that. Moving a little bit. Yeah, I will disinfect that before I use it. The other thing that JD does is, you know, this younger generation, I'm not part of that younger generation, but they like to text all the time. You know, they like to text all the time. And so I thought JD could use another thumb. Now JD, I have a disclaimer on this thumb. This thumb can only be used for texting. Nothing else. I don't know what y'all think. I was thinking hitchhiking. I don't know what you're thinking. Now, the last thing I have, and I'll shut up, but since JD's been part of our club and been so active, I was trying to think back, but I think JD's had, is it 10 different jobs since you've been in Kiwanis? Well, whatever it is, but just I know who he works for now, so that won't last long at all. So I brought you a business card from the what's it called, Career Source. I Judge Bryant.
Thank you, Dan. I need to set the record straight before we get into this. Dowling kind of painted me in a bad light when he said that I was representing one of his wives in the court. But he didn't tell you that later I married him and his present wife. And he offered to pay me. And I turned down the $10. I said, Dowling, you've already paid me enough.
Amen.
I really hope I do see you two at first appearance. I know you just want to see her, you don't want to do that. It would be a definite change from what I'm seeing. You know, this is weird. I'm looking out here at all this black and white, and I don't see Little Red Riding Hood. You did not get the email.
I didn't. It was working. You're lucky I'm here.
Lucky.
That's the way I view it.
That's what I'm saying. They say words can hurt you. Lucky for you tonight. What can you say about a person who is admired, revered, respected, and loved by everyone he meets? Well, the first thing you say is, nobody we're talking about. We can say a lot of nice things about you, baby, but we're going to tell the truth. You know what? I got caught off guard about 3 weeks ago. I didn't even look over there. You know, we have out of town kids. Of course, I'm not sure what to expect. This is a guy whose college football team was known as the Fighting Student Princes.
But we weren't fighting. We were just student princes.
Check it out on Google, Heidelberg University. Fighting Student Prince over here in his toga. He called me about 3 weeks ago and said, I need for you to help roast JD. And I said, oh yeah, I'll be glad to do that. The next I heard from him was this morning about 11:30. I was on the golf course celebrating Rosh Hashanah for an Indian. I get back home about 2:30 and I'm tired. And I said, Carol, I said, I've got to come up with some stuff for JD. So I need to go lay down. So this is the best I can do, Ken. Thank you for the notice. One of the first things I did though is I called a few people, get some ideas about what JD's really like. JD's father and I have been best friends since we were about that tall. And later, when JD, somebody invited me to Kiwanis.
Who did that?
Marcos. Marcos not to be here.
So I'm sure that Ron is happy that JD is no longer president of this club because now maybe you can get your trailer back. All of those things. But one of the things I learned was that when JD was a little kid, he would remove all of his clothes when he went to the bathroom.
I don't know what you mean when I was a kid.
And tonight I noticed there's a lot of guys rushing out of the men's room. Apparently it's not just a little kid in here. JD was very active in high school sports. I don't remember what position he played on the football team. I recall one of his coaches saying, though, that he was one of the team's drawbacks. But JD never gets upset. You notice in the 2 years he's been the president of his club and all these other things he does, he never gets upset about anything. He is so calm and collected. He's so cool. In fact, he's so cool, even his IQ is room temperature. He's always looking for ways to make money, and it's just not a true story. He invented a couple of things. He invented the smoke alarm with a snooze button. He invented the automatic parachute. It opened on impact. In high school, this is really cool, I understand. A lady needed to have about 1,000 cards addressed. JD, always willing to help. He jumped right up there. And the lady offered $100 to have this done. JD said, I got it. JD takes all these cards. He gets a bunch of girls from the school. They all address the envelopes. He pockets the $100. Is that not true, sir?
I didn't hear that. What was that? Please do.
He's so full of energy, and if you ever wonder why, you ever see the Red Bull truck in front? He's on the automatic shipment program. He never suffers from stress. He's a carrier of it. If you don't believe that, serve on a committee with him. He doesn't know the meaning of the word relax. Honestly. Well, he doesn't know the meaning of many words. JD, I was told, always had a reputation for being the go-to guy. If you need something done, go to JD and you'll find somebody to do it. And this is something my wife reminded me of today. And he loves animals. And in fact, he's raising cattle. And we got some cattle people here. What do you do when you raise cattle? What are you supposed to do with them? You sell them to make money? Have you ever sold a cow? Go down the names. No.
Haven't gotten to that point yet.
But his first animal that he truly loved was Tigger. You all know who Tigger is? Winnie the Pooh. Do you remember the words to the song?
Most of them.
Well, I'll help you out here. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things.
Yep.
They're bouncy, trouncy, flouncy, bouncy, fun. But the most wonderful thing about Tiggers is
I'm the only one.
I knew he would do that. Seriously, JD, he's been my friend for many years. He was a friend of my son Adam. And when he came into the Kiwanis Club, you know, I've been in the Kiwanis Club for, 25 years or so. And we had, when I came in, there were older guys, Dick Blair, you know, that's long-time members remember Dick Blair and Kermit Nichols and some of those guys. And they were always wonderful to be around, and they added some wisdom and they added some advice to us, and they also added a certain amount of calming and leveling to things. But it was the younger people who came in that brought the energy, and they were the ones that, the older guys were always there, and then later some of the older ladies, once Dowling finally agreed to go in. But it was the younger people that brought the energy. And I can honestly say from my years in this club, the last 3 or 4 years, and especially the last 2 years, the energy that has come to this club has increased tremendously by people like JD and the people that he has brought to the club. The events, and someone said earlier, thinking outside the box, I think it was Jim said that, I don't think that JD knows there's a box. JD has ideas, and he can put them, he's unique to me because he can put them into action. And he is so quick to put people together and get something going. And that has been a tremendous asset to this club. Not the least of those projects is the one that he asked if we would mind, my wife and I, if we would mind if he used our son Adam's name with the minimal regatta. That minimal regatta, the first year that it occurred, we really thought we'd be lucky if we had 25 boats, and we had over 50. The next year, we had 80, 70, and then last year we had 80-something votes. This year we may have 100. And it's all because of his leadership. This young man has done such a tremendous job with that one project that really, with all the help from the club, it's been a success. Carol, my wife Carol, the love of my life I introduced earlier. When we have friends whose children graduate, we like to give them a gift, and one of the things that we always give them is a book, and it's one of those Dr. Seuss books, and it says, "Go to the places you'll go," and we always write something in it. I guess it was Saturday or Sunday, I was at JD's house, and he pulled out this book from Magnolia, and he said, "Look at this book." And I looked at it and said, "Oh, you got one of those books for her." What's that book? He said, "Open it." And I opened it up, and it had a page in there where I had written, a message to him when he graduated from high school. But one of the things I said in that, and I am so proud to say that it came true, is I said, "JD, we expect great things out of you." And he has not let us down. Thank you, JD. And now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who is probably as big a part of his success as anything else. Holly, I can tell you that we knew right away that you were the one for him. You were the girlfriend, because all the others were inflatable.
Up here. I guess I'll start with Dowling, because, well, TikTok.
I didn't know you were supposed to say anything nice about him, but I couldn't think of anything anyway. So.
Well, you really have to admire this guy, Dowling. I mean, I do. It's like I just imagine little Dowling, little kid Dowling, back in the Industrial Revolution. Some man walks up to him and says, "Hey, Sonny," whatever they said back then. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And Dowling says, "Well, what is the slimiest career I could possibly have? Career politician or car salesman?" I'll just do both. That is no achieving spirit. Speaking of politicians, the Honorable County Judge Jolly Green Giant is here tonight. I'd like to say that we're really glad to see you. I'd like to say that. Hey, do you guys know the difference between God and a county judge? God doesn't think he's a county judge. Easy target. Gosh, I have so much to say about you. Some people say that you're really terrible on the radio, but don't listen to them. They're bitter and jealous and right. Have you all heard the phrase "a face for radio"? Well, our Ken Keller definitely has it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the voice or the talent. All right, and of course, my first husband, JD. I'll do better next time, I know. Some of you may be asking, why is she up there roasting her own husband? Well, it's because I've earned it, the hard way. When I first met JD, I can't really say it was love at first sight. But he grows on you, mostly in an unpleasant way, like a ringworm or two. But as I got to know him and know his family more, JD has a super close-knit family. His parents are really close. First cousins, to be clear. That answers a lot of questions for you, right? One of the first things I think that I I noticed about JD right away is that he is an excellent dresser most times. You can tell by the way that he dresses that he spends a lot of time in the closet. But JD, I've got to say, is a hard worker. You know, he once told me that he had been working for 24 hours straight, but I didn't believe it. I mean, the straight part, of course. Man, look at me up here laughing and doing all the work, and you just sitting there. It's like right there. But when it's all said and done, you know, JD gives me something to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. Mostly divorce. Darling, I love you. And I'm so proud of you and everything that you've done. And I just appreciate everything that you've done for our club and our community and our family. Thank you. And I get to bring Ken Keller back up, our president. So you guys, if you will, give a lukewarm or whatever you can muster, welcome back to Ken Keller.
I am really regretting my guest list for tonight. How do I follow that up? I don't. I just go on. I consider JD a really good friend. He was one of the first people I met outside of work when I moved here about 4 years ago. Or in JD time, it was 4 jobs ago and 8 email addresses ago. So that's how we measure his time. JD recently took a new job as marketing director for the Gilbert family of companies. Seems like the perfect job for him. JD loves social media. I think a little too much. I hear when he kisses Holly goodnight, he says, #goodnight. I love it. I swear for the first 8 months of her life, I thought their daughter's name was #Magnolia. I thought it was one of those Prince symbol things that the hippies do.
Yeah.
I thought that was that. So it took me a while to catch on to that. JD is a good guy. I think we're all gathering down here tonight. A good friend. A few years ago, when I moved to Okeechobee from Fort Pierce, he was the only one I could get to help me move furniture. Anybody that's ever moved, it's the worst favor you can ask anybody. So you know who your friends are when they help you move. And it was a long, hard day, a couple trips back and forth, a lot of furniture, and I was very grateful. And I said, JD, I appreciate this. Anytime you need me, give me a call. Worst mistake. My life. I've had to change my cell phone number 3 times. You know, and of course, when you help somebody move, they expect you to help them move when the time comes. I thought I was safe. He's a native of Okeechobee. He's established here. He has lived in 3 houses in the past 6 months. Dude, stop moving. We're done. We're even. He's got the robe on tonight, but we all know how skinny JD is. He's probably the skinniest person in this room, man or woman. Sorry, ladies, but we had lunch a few weeks ago. I tried to, lose a few pounds and, watch what I eat and be health conscious. I have a salad. JD had a loaded burger with cheese, bacon, mayonnaise, and I'm pretty sure I saw gravy on there too. He looked at my salad and he said, you know what, I need to start eating healthy like you can before I start gaining a few pounds. I wanted to knock him out. I mean, seriously, that's like a millionaire saying they need to start using coupons when they go to Walmart. It doesn't need to work. Too skinny. I'll wrap this up now, mainly because I hear he has 3 more committee meetings after this tonight. And at least that's what his mass text, Google share, Facebook message, and mass email says. He's good at getting the message out. And I made I think a fatal flaw here in my notes. I put nice things in parentheses. I really should have wrote some things out because I really got nothing. No, but JD, I mean, everybody here agrees, you know, the job that you've done the past 2 years is just, the growth of this club has been phenomenal. The minimal regatta, that idea, I can't even imagine coming up with that idea, one, initiating it, two, and then growing it to where it is today, three. It's an absolutely remarkable thing, and the thing is, it's really just a start of what you're doing with this community. So we're lucky to have you. We're glad that you're you're still with us in Kiwanis, and just thank you for a great 2 years as our club president. He had to tell me what to do. He said, it's time that you bring me up now and introduce me. So I would like to introduce our guest of honor in this first annual Celebrity Roast of our outgoing president. A standing ovation, please, for Mr. J.D. Mixon.
Thank you very much. First of all, Ken, no such thing as first annual. No such thing. Not a joke, just record. Okay.
I love it.
Honestly, though, yeah, it really is. You know, some great jokes and then some nice thoughts there at the end too. But it's great to be loved. When I moved back to Okeechobee, my parents told me that I needed to surround myself with people that are, you know, really respected in the community. Sorry about that. Oh, we'll start again here at the end. All right, first of all, I know what you're thinking. Judge Bryant's never looked this good. Right?
Never looked at him.
Yeah. But seriously, Judge Bryant, I mean, look at Lurch back here. Anyone who has been to the regatta has had to see Judge Bryant with no shirt on. Seriously, Judge. It's hard to believe you can be so out of shape considering the townspeople must chase you around with torches on a regular basis. But he's our county judge. This is the man that we elected to determine our fate. And he's a Miami Hurricanes fan. Obviously, he chose the team where you'd be most likely to see them in court.
Obviously, you don't know I got 4 more years in office.
But on a serious note, Carol, his lovely wife, when they first met, she was deathly afraid of the dark. True story, deathly afraid of the dark. All right. Then she saw Jerry naked. Now she's afraid of the light. All right, I've got the hours, folks. I'd get more comfortable here. Oh. There we go. Now I can roast down. Oh.
You don't have a blue shirt on though. Pretty blue shirt.
I think I nailed it pretty good tonight. All right. I have to keep with the theme somehow. Dowling. First of all, you talk about jobs, used car salesman, politician. No matter how many I've had, I still beat you. But seriously, look at this guy. He looks great. Not a day over dead. And by the way, great costume. Who are you? Frank Irving? Daryl Infinger? H.E. Infinger? Gary Ritter? Sport Pickering? Jonathan Bean or Red Larson? I don't know.
I'll pick red.
Okay. Did you coordinate all that ahead of time?
No.
Solid white shirt, let's just go with it. If it's not blue, you had to have something. Yeah. But seriously, Dowling is one of the oldest people that's with us tonight, but he is undoubtedly a child at heart. I mean, how many of you spend your weekends getting dressed up and play Cowboys and Indians? But he's a lucky man. She's not here with us tonight, but his wife Sharon is a very beautiful woman. You're lucky to have her. And I wish she was here so I could ask her why she's with you. I mean, seriously, you have the sex appeal of Judge Bryant. On to Ken. like costumes, as you can see. Thought I'd dress up into something that Ken has absolutely no clue about. Ken Keller, our incoming president. All right, by a show of hands, how many past presidents do we have here? Put your hands in the air. How many past presidents? How many of you told your president-elect, it's really not a hard job, it doesn't take that much time? Hands back in the air. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. But Ken's gonna be okay. We all know him. We know how hard he works. I mean, this guy has twins. There's not much that can be more hard work than that. But for those of you who don't know, Ken was desperately praying to have twins. He didn't think that Elaine would sleep with him a second time. That's from Elaine, too. Speaking of poor judgment. 2 words. Cleveland Browns. Yeah. No joke necessary. Cleveland Browns fan. But speaking of sports, Ken has a radio show that, thank you very much. Ken did actually miss his show tonight, the Sports Girl. That does mean a lot to all of us to have you here. But Ken has a show on WOKC with Billy Dean called the Sports Girl. Occasionally, he even invites Judge Brian over here on. You two talking about sports would be like Dowling getting fashion tips. How did you even get that gig? I don't get it. But, well, he's not here, but Michael Hazelleaf was also supposed to roast me tonight. And I did not have him, knocked off or anything like that. He did get called into to work over at the college, I think. But Michael asked me to do my roast of him even though he could be here. So I've gone over this with Michael, and he asked me to still do it. So I hope you're all okay with that. I don't know if you're noticing the theme here, but every outfit gets a little smaller. All right. Seriously though, Michael, I mean, he's a cop. Roasting Michael is like shooting fish in a barrel. No, it's like looking at fish in a barrel. No, it's like standing next to a barrel. I mean, usually when I roast a pig, there's an apple in his mouth. That's a cop joke! That's a cop joke! Michael loved this bit, alright? He loved it. It's recorded, so he knows. But, I mean, cops have a lot of stuff going on in Okeechobee right now. For those of you who don't know, there have been a lot of budget negotiations going back and forth. But Michael has told me there is obviously no problem with the cafeteria meal plan. And last but not least. Don't look at it. There's way too many buttons on this one. I know it doesn't fit the black and white theme, but tie-dye was all I could go with here. Holly, my lovely hippie wife. When I met her, she wore pearls. Now she wears tie-dye and no deodorant. She is tough though. She wasn't scared to go through 34 hours of labor without painkillers with our daughter Magnolia. But now apparently she can't muster the courage to put a razor to her legs. I am lucky to have this woman. I am. For those of you who don't know, we've been married for 7 years. Has everybody heard of the 7-year itch? Well, in Holly's case, it was a rash from not using real soap. Oh, all right, that's all jokes. But everybody up here, you're all family to me. Especially you. But you are 4 people that I can call for anything, whenever I can need anything possible in the world. I know that I can count on all us that Marcos did invite me to join about 7 years ago, and it's just been better ever since then. Getting to know all of you and getting to know Okeechobee on a different level. So thank you very much. Close the meeting.
Thank you guys for coming, and this meeting and dinner is officially adjourned. Ding ding. See you guys next week at Cowboys and well, never mind.
The ball jars on the table, Kiwanis members, you're welcome to take them home with you tonight.
I need some new drinking glasses, thank you.
Can we get a round of applause, by the way, for Heather and Sherry for helping put